Sebastien Borget is the co-founder and COO of The Sandbox, joining us live from Paris, very early where you are. So, Sebastien, thank you so much for joining us today. Hello there. So, The Sandbox of course, is also trying to build this very unique virtual world. People can build, own, monetize their gaming experiences. Have you seen a major sort of this abrupt pickup or in your traffic in terms of the activities because of this recent conversations about NFTs as well as the metaverse and perhaps with the COVID-19?
Absolutely. We've seen a large increase of the interest from anyone into the metaverse as a general topic. And that include, as you mentioned, some activities, some partners who want to build experiences, which include game experiences, art, museum, fashion show, live concert, live shows, all sorts of entertainment experience that define the metaverse. But in the case of the Sandbox, it's an open metaverse where users will be able to benefit from it, earn a revenue from the creation or the sale of the NFTs. While the main increase we've noticed is the interest into virtual lands that compose the metaverse of Sandbox with a map and a limited number of them. Recently, we had last week a very successful land sale, which generated more than 8.9 million cents, the equivalent of $5.9 million, as users, creators wanted to acquire land next to some of the main gaming tech innovators that have acquired those parcels, which include the Winklevoss twins, Tyler and Cameron, Gemini, Frontier, Fund, Galaxy Interactive, or even heavy metal rock band Avenged Sevenfold. In our metaverse, you are seeing brands already: Atari, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Shaun the Sheep, Care Bears, Smurf, etc. You're seeing major actors who are planning to create the content and will offer those experiences to the users. And to achieve that, you'll need indeed people to build those experiences. You'll need architects, you'll need artists to create the 3D model as NFTs that will be populating all those experiences. And as such, it's really enabling a whole economy behind where we're seeing an increase also on the transaction on the marketplace of Sandbox, acquisition of assets by users. It's very exciting to see the peaking on the adoption we've noticed recently. And I think it's just scratching the surface of all the possibilities that the metaverse is offering as this new frontier of the digital economy. Over the next decade, there will be such a need on content creation, asset, etc. I'm expecting it to become bigger than the physical world economy here.
I'm very glad that you mentioned content creation because I also mentioned it in my reporting as well. You said content is king here. What does imply in terms of the job markets? What kind of talent are you looking for? Are users and other companies looking for at this point in order to really further push this metaverse virtual platform takeoff?
That's you said, but also we'll have artists who can become fashion designer, creating the NFT wearables that all our users with their avatar will need to express their how they customize their digital identity. We have game asset creators who are creating all sorts of characters, enemies, decoration, building that comes and populate the gaming experiences. We have artists who are making art and all sorts of aesthetically pleasing assets that will be joining museums or art gallery as well. It's just scratching the surface on the possibilities. In the future, beyond content creator, we're going to see new jobs appear, which will include coaches to train the users to improve their skill. We'll see curators as well, participating in exploring this content on the virtual world.
Right, basically a complete end-to-end marketplace. Sebastien, good morning. Thank you for joining in this conversation. Right now, the virtual world is hogging all the limelight and attention because the real world is down. But what when the real world comes back alive? You're talking about revenge comeback in consumer preferences and just consumer behavior. What happens to the traffic on your platform then? And how time relevant are you making your business?
Well, I think that we've talked a little bit with the pandemic. The pandemic has really helped to reduce the mental friction to the capacity of spending time into the online world. Essentially, what that means is we're already used to spend most of our time into Zoom and all those video sharing and content apps. Now, users are projecting more and more themselves into being able to have their avatar, their 3D virtual representation of themselves into the virtual world. And as such, they will be able to socialize, interact as well, chat with other users, but more. There's lots more. Like they can play games, they can start earning revenue with game. We're already changing lives of people who are making a revenue through gaming, through creating on Sandbox platform, participating in various activities.
Sure.
So I do think more and more that friction we had before is reducing, and we'll be able to earn, live, play, chat, do a lot more things into those virtual worlds.
Yeah, the only other risk is regulation, which we don't have time to talk about. But Sebastien, thank you very much for joining us.